and welcome to Shelby Township Parks and Recreation in the News. I'm Joe Youngblood. We'll keep our residents updated with all the latest and greatest here in Shelby Township with Parks and Recreation news. Today we have a local resident, Mike Ward. Mike, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
As always, we have some exciting things coming up, and something a little different that you've been involved with was the Jimmy John's baseball game, and this is through your community living group out of Toronto. And I wanted to talk about it because, first of all, I think it's a great program helping the special needs population. But this year we had some of our own Special Olympic athletes who were able to attend the game as well, and I know they had a wonderful time. So first, tell us a little bit about the community living group, and then how did you end up at Jimmy John's Field?
Well, 17 years ago, I was at a Tiger game in September, a group of us, and it was virtually empty in there, and there was a small group right in front of us, the row right in front of us. Okay. They were special needs adults from Toronto. There were 5 of them plus a staff person. Started talking and struck up a conversation, and for the next 16 years we've been bringing them in twice a year for overnight trips, sometimes even more. We started with a small group for a Red Wing game that first year, and then this was our 15th year doing baseball. In that 15 years, we've done 2 Michigan State games where Mark Hollis and company donated everything. We did 3 Piston games with Rick Mahorn for autographs. And it's been a lot of fun. This is a group of adults that are intellectually and developmentally challenged adults. And it's part of a provincial program that we don't have here. They get them independent living, they have centers for art and where they can work and all. And they give them a purpose, they give them the ability to be out on their own. You know, they have their subway passes and all that kind of stuff. And we're fortunate because I bet there's 13,000 people, something like that in the program. And we just bring in groups of 25, usually in June for a baseball game, and then we'll do a Michigan hockey game in December with a smaller group. And it's such a great experience. And what was nice this year, it would have been our 15th year, and I happened to run into Andy Appleby because I was helping the Kiwanis with a fundraiser. And he said, "Hey, what do I need to do to get you to take your outing and bring it here instead of going to Comerica?" And I said, "Well, I'm open." I said, they always give me 50 tickets through the nonprofit side. And he said, "Well, how about if I give you 60 or 70? And he said, "Oh, how about if I just give you 100 tickets? And I said, "I'll take it." Yeah. So we had 100 tickets, and it was nice because the group drive in the morning of the day of the event. And it's a long day for them. We check them in at the Hyatt Hotel, who donates all the rooms. Really? We bring them over to Uno's, which hosts a free pizza party, and then we go to the game. And then Target hosts a party the next morning, as they did this year as well. What was nice about it is I included some of your people from your program, Scott and that group, and they had a ball. These are adults. And then some other local families like Dale Miller, whose daughter Danny is a runner, her sister's special needs. They come to all the events.
That's wonderful.
So we tried to include all that we could, and it was an awesome setting. And it was very much less stressful for me not having to drive down to Comerica in traffic.
I was going to say, nice local location, the Uno's Pizza and everything right here, right?
Yeah, well, it's funny, when we drove from the hotel over to Uno's before, everybody says, "Is that the stadium?" And I said, "Yeah, that's the stadium we're coming back to." It was a half mile away.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It really made it nice for me. And it's neat because the community now see what they do in Toronto, and there was some overlap, and Scott and his group had a wonderful time participating in it as well. And everybody's had a great time.
That's wonderful, Mike, that you're able to help a group out like this and get them out in the community and the social activities, because that's something that they don't have. So it's nice to provide that social activity for them. So what's your next plan for the community living group? You got a hockey game coming up later this year? Or?
Yeah, we always keep it open-ended. For example, the Michigan State situation came out at a request from one of the people in the program.
Oh, okay.
Said, "Hey, Michael, can you ever think about how about a college football game?" was what they actually said. And I didn't think my University of Michigan would do it, so I went and put a packet together that I sent to Mark Hollis. And I'll never forget, it was at Christmas time. I sent it to him like the week after. And in 24 hours, I got a call. "What can we do to make this happen?" I was shocked. So 2 years in a row, donated tickets, parking, meal vouchers, and a private session with Sparty, which was real hard for a Wolverine, but I did it, and I had my photos
a lot of
as well.
With Sparty,
yeah, so what we try to vary it, but on a regular basis, what we do is having baseball in June is a good time. It's not hot, it's comfortable. And we've been doing the University of Michigan hockey game, which is what my original friend, who's since passed from the program, wanted to do. And they're very cooperative in terms of giving us a discount, a nice set of seats together and all. And we also include local families. So for a minimum, we'll have those 2 events. And right now, my next thing that I'm trying to pull off would be a preseason Lions game. For some reason, the people in Canada love U.S. football, particularly pro. So if I could pull off in the preseason, because they have one where they do that at a national level. But I've never had any luck with the Lions.
That'd be a great experience for sure. But
something new to add on the list of places that we've been to.
Well, it sounds like you guys might be heading back to Jimmy John's next year from the great experience everyone had.
Oh yeah, it all the way around. It was it's such an intimate park, and the mascots were there, and they have cheerleaders, and then they have sponsored colleges. And they had Eastern Michigan there that day, cheerleaders and athletes and whatever. And it was a unique, fun experience. And they run all kinds of specials. It was Chick-fil-A night, so they have a special setup.
They'll bring a crowd out.
Yeah, and then they have their dollar beer downstairs as long as you produce your ID. And so they just do a lot of great promotional things, and they really accommodated us in the crowd, our group from Toronto, and the local groups as well. And they just made it just an awesome experience.
Well, that's great to hear, Mike, and thank you for all that you do for the group. That's amazing. And for residents that don't know, Mike, I call him the guru 5K planner here in Shelby Township, and I know, Mike, we always have some exciting runs coming up. And what do you have in store for our Shelby residents and people in Macomb County coming up for the runs?
Well, we have on July 15th it'll be our 13th annual Go for the Gold run.
Go for the Gold.
And that, as we've talked about before, that's the race that got me into putting on races. So I can always blame it on that particular race. But it'll be 13 years. We always donate all the proceeds to Special Olympics, and you are one of the biggest recipients.
Yeah, Parks and Rec and Special Olympics love to go for the gold, that's for sure.
Your group comes out, they help, they participate, they volunteer, and it's on July 15th, Saturday. We try to schedule around other events. It's kind of frustrating because we've had run drugs out of town over in the Fraser area, and we try to schedule around it, and unfortunately they schedule it the same day. And we try to avoid that. Ours will conflict with it, but hopefully people will realize, our event, it's a 5 and a 10K and a kids. And beautiful Riverbend Park makes it very attractive for us as well.
It's a nice place to run, that's for sure.
And it's fun. There's kids awards, and then we have the age group awards, and we're going to do some raffling of prizes this year to incent people to come out as well.
Nice. People like the prizes, right?
Oh yeah, we did. When we did it for the Jingle Bell Run, I had over $3,000 worth, and boy, did people like that as well.
Definitely. Now, Mike, if somebody's interested in signing up for the Go for the Gold, how can they do that?
A couple different ways. There are forms in all of the Hanson running stores. You can also go online to eastsideracingcompany.com, and there's through the Special Olympics Macomb site, they have a link that would take you over to the site with the information as well. Or if they want to contact me, they can always contact me at my cell at 586-484-5523, and I'll be happy to help in any way that I can.
Very good. So that's a great summer run, July 15th, Riverbend Park, Go for the Gold. Can't wait to hear it. I'm sure we'll have another record-setting crowd out there, Mike.
We hope so, and it's been anywhere from 400 to 600.
That's amazing.
And I would estimate in the last 12 years we must have raised over $80,000-$90,000 collectively. So, and it's nice, we complemented the last 2 years with the Glow Run, so there's more money helping Special Olympics, and we get to send more kids, and and even my December Jingle Bell Run that's coming up on December 17th will donate Special Olympics as well.
And that's a good segue, Mike. It's 90 degrees outside, so it's we don't want to forget about the Jingle Bell Run. But like you said, that's in December, and it's never too early to start planning that. So give us a little more information about the Jingle Bell Run. How long has that been around for?
Well, this will be our 8th year in December. It'll be the 17th. Yeah, 8. Mr. David Danico and our supervisor Rick Stathik has approached me 7 years ago.
First year, going across Van Dyke over to Big B Coffee.
And so this will be the 8th year. It starts and finishes behind our senior center library and building, and then it goes through the junior high, through the golf course, through May Stecker, around the lake. So we showcase all of the great, beautiful sites here in the township. And we were back up to close to 600 this year, and we raised over $12,000 for charities, which the highest we've ever raised, which was great. But it's a fun event. We have the warm building before and after, which is quite a nice thing in December, because you don't, you say the last 2-3 years people ran in T-shirts. And this winter we had to plow it 3 times in 2 days before the event.
The only one that was comfortable was the gentleman that's jogging with the Christmas tree on him, probably. He stayed warm.
Yeah, because that's very heavy and very warm.
That's amazing.
But what's nice about the event is it's a really good family event. We give top 3 in each age group. We have the raffle prizes now and all. And frankly, right now, Earl Weber from Cherry Creek, who's been so generous with 2 events a year now, he's looking possibly to put a gate in at the 2 places, so we can just slide the gate open for the race and slide the gate closed. instead of having our fence guy come out and then your staff and me cleaning it all up and all.
Well, for as many runs as you have out there, it makes sense.
Right, it absolutely
And then also
does.
they'll have some extra access to the course if needed.
Yeah. And what's been nice this past year, we've had other races adjacent to the area here, but that have all been piggybacking off of Riverbends. We had the pennant race that the Kiwanis put on in May that I helped them with. And what did we do? We ran in and out of the park. We showcased the park. And now they're looking to expand that, make it a longer run, so Riverbends once again gets showcased.
That's great.
And you know what's nice is so many people, you know, as we've talked about before, come back and say, I never knew we had this beautiful park.
Exactly.
I didn't know we could rent pavilions here and whatever. We're going to have our party or graduation or whatever. And what a great facility all the way around.
And that's a great point. It's you get people into the park, they'll come back. And with these runs that we're having here, you know, we appreciate what you do, not only for the donations to the Special Olympics, but you're exactly right. And we hear that from the people when they call, say, hey, we had a run there, and we're looking to have our child's graduation party there now. So I mean, it's little things like that. And right, a lot of people, because off a 22-mile road where it's located, it's not your main drive like a Van Dyke or something. So we get people over there, and yeah, the business we've had, and also with your Macomb run directors, race directors, and the amount of runs we've had from them. So thank you. We thank you for providing that for us and getting people in there.
Well, it's interesting. A lot of people are moving over from the metro parks, and not only the attractiveness of the park, but it's the service that you provide as well.
Thank you.
And we bring in the people, we put on a great event, and the race coordinators always clean up. We try to leave it spotless and all.
Definitely.
But with the metro parks, they're now looking at, for example, implementing a charge per person kind of thing. And that's not going to draw people in. You want to be able to draw people in and showcase it in a nice and affordable way instead of trying to, you know, to do that. So we've had, I know, 2 or 3 groups already from our Macomb Race Directors group that have shifted over to the park or whatever because they said, you know what? Oh yeah, it's easy parking. There's no or $10 pass to get in, and it's a great park. You've got nice restrooms. Right there,
you're by the pavilion.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's just every time we turn around, someone's coming into Riverbends from a different angle, but they're still coming into Riverbends Park. And you know, and again, with your staff out there, it's great because when they're involved, everything runs so smooth. It's just so awesome to have that support.
We do have some great employees, and we're proud of them. And I'll pass on the good words to them.
Yeah, they're always there when we need them. So thank you. So.
Well, Mike, thanks for being on the show, and we always appreciate the updates that you have for the runs. And we'll have you on again soon. You can give us a recap on some of the runs. And if you have anything else coming up soon, I'd love to have you back on the show.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike.
Appreciate it.
All right. We'll be right back with Shelby Township Parks and Rec in the news after this message.
The picnic shelters at Riverbends Park are available for rent starting January 9th, 2012. Reservations for the Bittersweet, Hickory Grove, and Maple View shelter will be accepted for groups for the months of May through September. For available dates, please contact Shelby Township Parks and Recreation Department at 586-731-0300. Amenities include a number of picnic tables, 8 grills scattered throughout the main park area, playscape and disc golf course, horseshoe pits and volleyball nets. For more information and residential and non-residential fees, please call the Shelby Township Parks and Recreation Department at 586-731-0300.
Hello and welcome back to Shelby Township Parks and Recreation in the news. At this time we have Jim Damita, who is our Parks and Rec supervisor over at the Shadbush Nature Center. Jim, thanks for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
Good. We got a few things I'd like to talk about. As always, you have some great events going on. And the first one, we have the Step Back in Time Log Cabin Day coming up. So give us a little more information about that, please.
Yes, that's our. It's going to be held on Sunday, June 25th, from 11 to 4 p.m. It is a free event for our park patrons. It's a nice way to come out and visit our log cabin and see how we have how the pioneers used to live back in the day. It's it's based on the Lyric Farm, and there's a lot of history in Riverbends Park and around the Nature Center.
So we're truly taking a step back in time.
Yes, we'll have people cooking in the cabin. We'll have Dutch oven presentations and a little history, some crafts for the kids. Even though it is a free event, we do ask that our patrons register online, pre-register, so that we can plan food and seating accordingly. And we're trying to implement that for all of our activities. So you can visit the ShelbyTWP.org website and go through WebTrack, or you can call the Nature Center or the Parks and Rec office. But it's sure to be a great event.
What did back then, what did the kids do without iPhones? I couldn't even fathom.
And they have no place to charge them either.
Yeah, it's even a bigger problem, right?
We'll have some old-time toys to show what people used to do. And
that's pretty cool.
It was blocks, and it was really rudimentary back in the day compared to what it is now.
Very good. And do our residents need to pre-register, even though it is a free program?
We do ask that they pre-register. We're putting activity numbers on everything, all of our events, so that we can just get a better handle on what numbers we should expect.
Very good. Looking forward to the step back in time. I know I've been there a few times, and it is a great experience.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
Yes.
Also, Jim, coming up, I know we've had some people calling about it, is the free moth night.
Yes.
So learn everything about moths. And first of all, when's the date of this? And give us a little background on what are people going to learn there?
Well, we're going to be holding this on Saturday, July 29th, another free event, like you mentioned, with our new assistant naturalist, Megan.
Yes, welcome aboard, Megan.
Yes, she'll be holding it. It's one of our very few evening programs that we have, so it'll run from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Again, we ask that you pre-register. And what we do is we bait the moths, and that's why we hold it at night. We bait the moths out on our trail and around our building, and then we learn about them, not only through Megan's experience and her teachings, but also once we go and we catch them from the traps, we'll learn about them through examination as well under the scopes. So it's a great opportunity. You know, we catch other things besides moths, so it's a great experience to see what's out and what's moving around at night when we normally aren't.
Sure. Great program. Get people out in our parks and over to the Nature Center if they've never been there. Beautiful Nature Center we have.
Definitely.
And Jim and his staff are doing some great things over there, Jim, so we appreciate that. And also, one of the most popular events/camps that we have are summer camps.
Yes.
And it's great for the kids and mom and dad during the summer, right?
Definitely.
To get them out of the house and sign up for a great program. So do we have any news on the camps?
We do. They're filling up fast,
Okay.
and we're starting them about a month away. Mid to late July is when they start up for us. We have camps that range from archery, beginners and intermediate archery camps. We have littles camps for preschoolers that want to just get out for a short time, learn about nature, all the way up to outdoor skills and junior explorers that gives you a chance to learn about nature, how to survive in nature, what to do with bugs and how to learn about them. It's a great experience just to get a taste of a little bit of nature here and there for a few days out of the week. So.
Well, the one caught my ear, Jim, the how to survive in nature.
Yes.
Because especially with all these reality shows, Bears, what's the gentleman's name? Anyways, there's a few different ones out there.
Yeah.
There's one gentleman, they have to survive out in the woods, and he had Marshawn Lynch on the show doing some survival in the woods. But exciting shows, and I'm sure we won't be going to that extent of, having the kids stay the night in the woods, but you're letting them know some of the different things you can use in the woods to help guide you and assist you as needed, correct?
Right. Compass skills, orienteering, different types of plants that are good for you or very not good for you, how to outdoor cooking, outdoor living, wilderness survival, first aid. We cover a lot of different things in the different camps. And so it's a great experience.
Some exciting camps coming up, Jim.
Yep. And lots of returning patrons, so it's great to see everybody back over and over again. So
wonderful. Wrapping up here, Jim, any last items you want to pass on to our residents about the Nature Center or anything else going on?
Nope. As school lets out, we're definitely open for visitors to come in and bring their kids
and check it out, right?
Definitely. Displays and our animal exhibits changing frequently, so come on in, even if you've been with us before. We're still doing the paper recycling campaigns off to a great start.
Good job.
And we're
Good
doing
job.
wonderful things with that. So bring your recycled paper to us if you can, and we're going to be rolling out more of a recycling program as the summer goes on. So
wonderful. Some real exciting things going on at the Burgess Shadbush Nature Center. Thanks to you, Jim, and Megan, and the rest of your staff, providing great quality service for our residents over at the Nature Center.
Definitely.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Shelby Township Parks and Rec in the News. And please remember, here at Shelby Parks and Rec, we create community through people, parks, and programs. Thanks for watching.